Hi everyone and welcome to this week's episode. In today's episode I am going to be showing you some of my plans for the outside of the shed and for my gate, because as you know they all need a bit of a makeover. So stay tuned and I'll show you what I plan to get up to. Okay, so most of you know that I'm planning on giving my shed a bit of an overhaul on the inside and on the outside, but I'm planning on getting the outside started as quickly as I can. So here I have a huge area of basically shed wall. The cockerels are in full force this afternoon, so please excuse them. But I am planning on giving this whole area a huge overhaul. So my plan is to have a hanging basket hung from this bracket here, and I also plan on making a planter. So I'll spin the camera around and you can see what I want to show you. So like I said, this area is quite large and at the moment I'm not doing anything with it at all. So I really want to make the most of this space this year. So my plan, all being well, is to create a planter here, which will be on legs. There are a couple of slabs on the floor here, but I might need to get a couple more just to bring the area out. But my plan is to have a planter here. I've not decided yet whether to do it as one straight one or a tiered planter. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant cranberries and blueberries in here. The reason for that is not only do they produce lovely fruit, but they actually have lovely flowers on them as well. So the plan is I am going to attempt to build some kind of planter. I'm not going to buy one. There's loads of scraps of wood that I have, so I am going to attempt to build it myself. Watch this space and see what I can do. Obviously the shed still needs another coat of paint. It has only had one coat and then the weather got really cold. So what I'm going to do is hopefully have my planter up to about here. That will then be planted out with cranberries and blueberries. I'm then going to have a hanging basket over here with another kind of trailing variety of something. I don't know whether to go for some tumbling toms or something that will just hang over, and then that will give this whole area a really nice colourful feel for the summer. The only other thing I want to show you before I measure up is what I'm going to be doing with the gate. So as you can see, my gate is massive. I think it was originally put here so that cars could drive into the plot and be off the main track. However, my friend on the plot next door lets me use some of her grassy area out at the front for our parking space, and I've now made a flower bed in front of the gate. So it's just not practical, and it is damaged now in several areas. There's holes here and the wind has damaged parts of it. Also, it weighs an absolute ton. So every time I want to come into the plot at the moment, I'm going to be honest, I just jump the fence rather than lifting this monstrosity up and dragging it open just to get through. So the plan is we are going to make the gate much smaller in size. So roughly starting at this end post, we're going to try and recycle the hinges if we can, and the gate will only end up about here, something like that. So the gate is another piece of fence that we have basically taken from a part of the allotment. We have a big tree where if you have any excess wood or anything you're not going to use, you can put it under the tree and then it's a free-for-all. I regularly do it with plant pots and seed trays, and other people do it with things from their plot. So somebody left 4 or 5 huge great big pieces of fencing, so we've taken a couple of those, one to put in front of the composters and another to turn into the gate. Now in last week's video when I was planting up my propagator, I mentioned that I'd already taken the gate home, which I have. So in a minute we're going to go back home and I'm going to show you that gate and I'm going to start painting it. So I am going for a few bits of colour. I'm not going for plain old brown, but like I said, I'll take you home so you can see that, and then hopefully in a couple of of weeks' time there'll be some footage of the gate being hung and it'll all be finished. So what I'm going to do now is take some measurements for the planter, and then I will take those home and then I'll start sketching up some designs. Then I'm going to decide what varieties of cranberry and blueberries I want, though I have got my eye on a pink lemonade blueberry, so I may have already sort of half made that decision. So let's go back and measure up for the planter and then we'll head home to paint that gate. Okay, so I'm now back home and this is the gate I am talking about. Seems my conservatory is now turning into a building site, but I've got my tins of paint down there. There's lots of different colours, so I am going to do a base layer of like a pale blue, and then I might add some stripy accents to it or just a little bit of colour here and there. There's not much paint in those tins, they are just like the last little bits and bobs. So I am going to go and start the base coat now. It is around 4:30 in the afternoon, so it is starting to get dark, but I'll get as much done as I can this afternoon, and then obviously I'll have to let it dry and then do some more tomorrow. I have given it a good clean, a good wipe down just to make sure there are no sort of major stains on it, but considering this was someone else's first, I think it's in awesome condition, so can't wait to give it a new life. But yeah, I'll get cracking with the painting now and see how I get on. So I'm back, and it is actually 3 days later than when I started painting the gate initially. Now this has taken 4 coats to cover so far, and it is now blue, but it's not quite the full blue that I want. There are still areas where the brown is popping through. So what I'm going to do now is start painting the accent stripes on here with the other colours that I've got. Hopefully I've got enough. If not, I might have to go shopping again. And then for those areas I'm not painting, I am just going to give another coat of the blue paint. So I will get cracking with it and I'll come back when it's done and you can tell me what you guys think. there we have it. So these are the colours I have chosen for my gate transformation. Now I'm sure it's going to look absolutely gorgeous when it's got another couple of coats on and I do the really intricate, delicate bits down each side. But I wanted to get you guys to see it before I ended the video and show you the colours that I am going for. I've also got to add on my plot sign when the paint is dry, which I made last year, so that will sit nicely on there as well. So I hope you guys like it as much as I do. Before I go, I will just show you those rough sketches of the designs for the planter that I'm going to make. Since the beginning of the video, obviously 3 days ago, I have managed to get hold of a palette as well. And we did decide to throw away an old table, but we hadn't got to the tip yet. So I think the legs of this table will be ideal to use in making that planter. So I've been doing a little bit of research since, you know, the last 3 days have passed. But I'll show you the idea sketches quickly so you can have a look. But that is pretty much it from me this week. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give me a like and please feel free to subscribe to my channel. I'm going to carry on with a few more DIY projects in the coming episodes because it's that time of year and I'm just really getting excited about the plot all coming together for the spring. So stay tuned for those. Obviously you guys can follow me on Instagram if you use that too. But for now, here's the sketches for the planter and I will see you all next week.